Alright, alright. Hello and welcome. Sorry I was a tad late. I had to get some stuff set up. But yes, welcome. If you're new here, I like to talk for about 15 to 30 minutes, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on how much I have to talk about. If you want to chat, you're more than welcome to stick with us. And if not, you can come back in around 15 to 30 minutes, and we'll probably be in the game. But yeah, uh, yesterday was a good day. Yesterday, Myth of Empires announced that they were going into. Hey, CC, I'm doing well. How are you? Welcome. I'm glad you could join us. Um, but yeah, Myth of Empires announced yesterday their early access, and immediately I was like, I'm scheduling like 3 streams. And I ended up scheduling the next month of streams. So I felt productive, I felt good, and one of my Myth of Empires schedule things ended up in like rank 3 to 4 in the search for a good few minutes. It's not there anymore, but it felt good while it lasted. Doing good. I'm glad to hear it, Cece. I'm glad to hear it. What have you been up to? Uh, anything good? Yeah. So yeah, I have uh, this entire month's streams planned out. Everything is subject to change, of course, but I originally had it this Friday, and next Friday we're gonna be playing Elyon. But it'll be this Friday is Elyon, next Friday is Myth of Empires, Friday after that is Elyon. Excuse me, and then this upcoming Monday, is I believe Medieval Dynasty. Monday following that is going medieval, and then uh the Monday after that is Myth of Empires. Got my papers for babysitting to get paid. Nice, nice. I'm glad to hear it. It's always nice to get paid. Indeed. Uh, how's babysitting going? I know it's been stressful for you lately. Uh, hopefully, there's also been some ups in that. I know my family can be a bit of a pain sometimes, to say the absolute least, but I love them. um, but yeah, uh, and then for Wednesday's streams, we have, oh fuck, what was it? Next Wednesday is Bright Memory Infinite, and then the Wednesday following is Myth of Empires. So there'll be a Myth of Empires stream, hopefully every week for the next while now, because that was a game I played in alpha. Well, not alpha. I played a. It was technically an alpha. It was a translation test. It's going okay. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I know that family can be stressful sometimes, so I hope that you've had at least some time that's been good lately. Um, yeah, so that's all of the stuff for this month, and I'm really excited that A, I was able to get this month planned out, and B, that I'm able to stream Myth of Empires like pretty much as soon as it comes out. That is very nice. Yeah, other than babysitting, what have you been up to, Galaxy? CC, whichever name you want to be called. Either way is fine. I woke up at probably around. Originally, I woke up at around noon. But I went to bed at about 7 or 8. I got laid down at about 7:30. I finally went to bed at around 8:20. So I was delirious as hell when I woke up. I'm like, all right, I'm going back to sleep. And I didn't actually get woken up until around almost 4. So, I'm not like I haven't been awake that long, but hey, I'm here at least. It's not waking up 20 minutes before a stream like I did a week ago. I'm getting better. That Lost Ark grind that I had to do beforehand was killer. Because I had to stay up and go through like another 6 or 7 regions before I could unlock the PvP, which is what I had scheduled for the next day, which took a good, I don't know, probably an hour for each region, 30 minutes to an hour, so it was not fun, not fun. I mean it was fun, but not good. I have a new monitor coming in. I don't know if I mentioned that. Actually, no, I didn't mention that because I did it yesterday and I wasn't streaming yesterday. But yes, I have a new monitor coming in. Logistically, one should probably think that I should switch it out for this really old monitor. That's dirty. However, this old monitor works perfectly well, whereas this one has dead pixels. So I'm gonna be switching it out for this one. Hopefully, I can sell it to like Best Buy or something, and they can give me, I don't know, $5 and a quarter, something like that. I don't know what they would take for a monitor that has dead pixels in it. But yeah, sometimes they're kind of hidden though. Like I have one red pixel up there that's blending in well with the black fog, and then a blue pixel down here that's blending in well with the Streamlabs thing. So yeah, sometimes it's pretty well hidden. But yeah, um, also my glasses are going to be coming in. Uh, Probably in the next couple weeks. It's a shame that I had to return the old ones, but beyond the fact that they were just the wrong ones that don't, that aren't anti-glare like I intended to order, they also had this thing where like if I turn this way, uh things got blurrier. If I turn this way, things got clearer. It was very weird. Um, I think last night I noticed that when my glasses are clean, it does that slightly, but this was intense, okay? And I don't think my normal eyes do that, or at the very least, my normal vision is too blurry to tell. But yeah, also I had to order a chair. I didn't order a gaming chair. I just ordered a normal office chair. And honestly, I might as well have just ordered a gaming chair. The chair was like $40, but additional shipping was 30, and I was like, why? There were literally chairs that were selling for $25, but the delivery was like $39.99. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why? What is that being shipped with? Are you sending it on like a Pegasus or something? Do I get like free Pegasus rides? What is this? I'm so confused. Why? But yeah, that was bothersome. But it's been a good couple of days. Had a good birthday. Had a good day yesterday. Got to go out driving and practicing. Um, Not for too long though. I had hot chocolate from Starbucks, which was a mistake. We cut that short and went home. But excuse me. It's been a good couple of days. But yeah. Anything else going on, CC? You want to talk about? Because I don't mean to make this all about myself. I like talking to people when they're in the chat. I just don't really know what to ask. I'm awake enough to talk right now, but I'm not awake enough to know, like, any conversation starters. Right? But yeah, uh, what else was I gonna say? I don't remember what else I was gonna say, but which by the way, CC, you came into the chat before like my phone even recognized that I was in the chat, and I turned on my phone, uh, or I turned my phone on to YouTube before I even started the stream. So thanks for coming out early. I appreciate it. um, yeah, I'm extra excited for the Myth of Empires streams. I'm also excited for this Bright Memory Infinite stream. It's a decent game that has a decent following, and it just released recently. I had the uh like prologue thing that was just called Bright Memory, And anyone who had it before Infinite released got Infinite for free. So I mean, I'll take it. But yeah, it's a bit odd. I can't use directional buttons in the menu. Like I have to use the analog stick, and there's a really fierce delay. So if you don't hold the analog stick down, it doesn't really register it for some reason. You have to hold it down for like a second or two before it starts registering. Oh, you want to move through the menu? Yes, that would be nice, please. But yeah, uh, also I've been thinking about what I want to do. Um, I want to open up more channels for different kinds of content. And I've been thinking about what kind of different content that is. I don't want to get into commentary. Not because I think I have, anything important to say, but because my mind runs a million miles an hour, and that would probably be more cathartic than just pacing around the house. But then again, it would have to force me to sit down instead of doing that, so I don't know. We'll have to see. Um, but yeah, so commentary, maybe just normal gaming that's not live. So I might turn this into a channel that just says Drusyc Rants live, then another one that just says Drusyc Rants. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, and then I think maybe a skit one. I'm not sure. I don't know. There's a lot of different types of content I've been thinking about doing, but that also requires me to set up the camera, do it, sometimes write a script, edit it, and honestly, I'm lazy. Okay, I don't, I don't want to be doing that. I gotta go. Sorry, I had to stop by for a bit. Oh, no worries, CC. I appreciate you for coming out. I hope everything goes well and that your day is good. Um, but yeah, uh, I feel like there's more I want to talk about. It's on the tip of my mind. I don't know what it was though, and it's going to bother me. Like if I just switch to the game right now, it's gonna be on my mind, and it's gonna be bothering me, and I'm gonna suck more than I suck already. But then again, it is an excuse to suck, isn't it? Anytime you suck and you have an excuse for it, that's probably better. Um, I don't know. I'll try to think of it for a while, and in the meantime, I could just talk random BS. So the pack openings on Wednesday went well. I went a bit over time, which was a tad unfortunate, but I mean it's fine. My watch time for this month so far is doing pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, pardon. But yeah, really consistently. At 6,500 minutes a week, which is nice. Let's see. What else? What else? Oh, my impressions are all over the place. For those of you who don't know what impressions are, whenever you see a suggested video, or really whenever you see a thumbnail, that is an impression. And I've been like doing little experiments with YouTube, and I've noticed something, okay? If I search for my own video, that is an impression, but the click only counts once. And that's important because the click-through rate is what determines how successful your impressions have been, right? So if I search for the same video 3 times, and I click on it 3 times, all 3 times count as an impression, but only 1 time does that click count, which for me sounds like BS. Because if I wanna, let's say I wanna go and watch, I don't know, Josh Strife Hayes, right? And I wanna watch a specific video that I've seen before, that would count towards his impression, but not necessarily his click-through rate, and that bothers me because it brings it down at that point. And so I don't know if it's a bug. I know that there's been this bug where for whatever reason, after YouTube processes my live stream fully, it resets all of the impressions and the click-through rate. So, for example, I can't really check it right now because I'm not on the correct account for it. But if I were to check my impressions and click-through rate right now, it'll probably be around 20 so impressions and maybe around a 5% click-through rate. That's about average. By the time it gets done, it might keep some of those impressions, forget all of the click-through rate, and just toss that out the window. Like, for my pack opening stream, it was at, like, I don't know, a good 6%, 7%, and then it just tossed it out the window. And now it's at 2% click-through rate. Now I was like, come on, guys. Listen, you can't be doing this to me. This is a shame. And I messaged YouTube about it, because it also happened on my last stream on Friday. I can't remember what the hell that was. But whatever it was, we were streaming on Friday. I think it was Lost Ark. Yeah, it was Lost Ark. So, Lost Ark had like around a 10% click-through rate and some impressions. Obviously, it had 10% click-through rate. But it forgot the entire click-through rate and kept the impressions. And I messaged YouTube about this and said, hey, this isn't right. Here's the screenshots of the before and after. And then they originally said, oh, well, that's just an estimate. It might get, more improved with time. And I'm like, well, it just completely forgot stuff, though. Like, it dropped things entirely. It dropped some impressions. It dropped some of the click-through rate. And then I even noticed, I didn't say this thing because I didn't notice it then, but I noticed later, it even dropped some of the likes. Like, if you go to the video, it still says that it's liked. But under the analytics, it'll say, like, like percentage 0%. Whereas my average for everything else is around 98.9%. And I'm like, excuse me? How? No, I could definitely see that there's likes on this. What do you mean? So yeah, there's an issue with what happens to a live stream after it gets fully published. And that needs to be worked on because it's really screwing with my impressions, I gotta say. It's not doing me a good turn, But yeah. Also, speaking of impressions and the YouTube algorithm, there was one video I scheduled that, in terms of the title, I'm rather proud of, because as far as impressions go, I was able to fit Myth of Empires, Medieval Dynasty, and Age of Empires 4. Which, I mean, Age of Empires 4 and Myth of Empires are pretty close, but of course it's on a Medieval Monday, so I just gotta add the word Dynasty, and you have Medieval Dynasty. So, all of those games are really high in the algorithm right now, so, or at least that's what vidIQ says, it would be a good idea to stream. But yeah, all of those games have really low competition with really high search volume. And so I I'm pretty excited for that stream in particular, because hopefully that one does well in the algorithm as long as YouTube doesn't keep screwing me over. Also, I think I've gotten a hell of a lot better with my thumbnails recently, and I'm proud of it. I realize a lot of this is just me talking about YouTube, and maybe it'll be helpful for some people who are wanting to get into YouTube. I don't know, but because originally what I wanted to do is get like a gameplay picture or a character creation picture, if applicable, with the side of the thumbnail, but that didn't always come out good, and I realized that especially with things like RuneScape and things like Last Epoch, right? Like, I can't really get a good screenshot of a RuneScape character. There's no good angles for that, I don't think. I could probably look up JPEGs that have been posted of, like, bosses and stuff that I'm nowhere near to fighting, but can't really get a good screenshot, or at least I don't have the skills to, I suppose. But what I can do is if the game has a cinematic or a trailer or something like that, I can take a screenshot of something in that. Um, like Elyon has a lot of cinematics, so the screenshots that I can get from that are abundant, and trust me, I have a lot. So I have a lot of thumbnail material for Elyon. I have a lot of thumbnail material for Lost Ark when that eventually releases next year ish. But yeah, uh, but I noticed with games like Last Epoch, for example, the screenshots aren't bad, but they're not the best, right? Like if I take a picture or if I take a screenshot of the character I select, um, the background is too bright and the foreground is too dark. It doesn't really work out well for a screenshot. Whereas on games like Path of Exile, works out perfectly for a screenshot, right? Like the little Templar dude that I had standing there. That turned out pretty well, but that's not always going to be the case. And in a lot of the ones that I took a screenshot, and if you pay close attention, you could see at the bottom right the menus kind of popping in, right? It's not very clean. So I've switched from that to getting screenshots or wallpapers of like cinematics and whatnot, and I think that works out a hell of a lot better. For me personally, I do got to be careful with wallpapers though, because sometimes when you search up wallpapers, it'll actually just show you other people's like work. So I don't want to do that. I'm try to be very careful. Like when I search wallpapers, that the thing I'm finding actually says wallpaper or something like that, right? And it's someone else's thumbnail that I'm just stealing. So, yeah. Thus far, all wallpapers. Um, yeah, I'm very careful about that because I don't want to be stealing anyone else's work. But uh, speaking of good thumbnails, I'm really proud of how the Myth of Empires thumbnails turned out. The the screenshots I was able to take from that trailer honestly are pretty beautiful. Not gonna lie. I would search for it, but I don't think that'll work out. Eh, too well. Search is odd sometimes on my account. Also, it might not count the fact at that point that I'm actually watching, which honestly I'm conflicted because on one hand, I don't want to, inflate any metrics that might not come back and help me. But on the other hand, if they do help me, and if YouTube is like, yeah, that's fine, people do that all the time, then I don't want to not do that, right? Like a decent portion of my watch time is just me listening back to my stream to see where I can improve, um, and see when like where I need to be more energy, where I need to be less, stuff like that. Which I can kind of tell when I need to be more energy, but uh, still, but yeah, it's but sometimes like I've noticed I'll ADHD pace and then just go to sleep and leave my computer on and it's still running and it still counts for my watch time. There's one time they took it off and that's because it said that they had thought that they that I had two tabs up. I wasn't gonna argue because I could see me completely forgetting and then I opened up a tab already that had ended and then I keep another tab up. I can see myself doing that, so no one gonna argue. Probably happened. uh, but yeah, they said that, or well, at least they gave me the impression that they don't mind me watching back my own stuff. And if that's the case, then I mean, it would help my watch time metrics. It would help. I would say CTR, but after the experiment that I did, it doesn't help CTR. It helps it once, but never search it again. Uh, um, and it would help. Uh, I guess occasionally views, but if you have it on loop, like I usually have it, because they're 2 hours long, right? I'm not gonna remember everything. If you have it on loop, then might not help views, but once that ends, you can just refresh it, and that would count as a view. But not to say that I, approve of inflating metrics. Don't inflate for the sake of inflating. Just, it's okay to watch your own stuff, critique your own stuff. Do not, don't, uh, uh, fake your own stuff. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for, I guess. Uh, that's the vibe I'm trying to give off. But yeah, uh, also speaking of stuff like that, you could also like your own things. Like I have 4 completely legitimate Google accounts, right? I had them for various purposes, and I'm like, hey, I have these accounts. Nothing wrong with me liking my own stuff. And if you have various accounts, you could feel free to do that. Do not create various accounts. I want to be very clear about this. Do not have accounts for the sheer sake of liking it. I think YouTube can catch on to that pretty quick. The date at which you created it and the date at which you started liking things, that would be pretty obvious. Also to the fact that that's just not a good way to do things. But yeah, if you have legitimate accounts or other channels, then yes, feel free to like your own stuff. But don't create them just for the sake of liking things. I want to be very clear on this in case someone watches it back and they're like, wait a second, is he saying you should inflate your own stuff? No. No inflation. Just do the things that you naturally are allowed to do. That's what I'm trying to get at here. But I've rambled for about 30 minutes and I've been speaking in a circle for like 5. So let's get into the game. Elyon occasionally takes a bit to load up, so might take me a bit to actually switch. Here we go, Elyon. Yes. But yeah, another good thing about me moving the next Elyon stream to 2 weeks instead of 1 is that I have time to get my Vanguard to the PvP place. I have no idea when that's supposed to be. Updating. All updated. Patching. Oh, you do have a patch. Okay, but it's a quick one. Cool. Any drop frames from this? No. Perfect. Fantastic. I like it. Oh, okay. Now you're analyzing patch files. Well, looks like we might be here a bit longer. 1 second. Let me put this over there. Well, on the plus side, it doesn't seem to be affecting my stream any like it does on Steam. When you download on Steam or update on Steam, it just absolutely throttles everything. But this seems to be steady. Alright, why do you need to analyze the patch? You just installed them. Can you just do that if it doesn't work when I hit play? I feel like that's the better way to do things, right? Because analyzing makes sure it works. I could also just make sure it works by hitting play, right? I feel like that's the better way to go about this. Alright, so I guess we're here for a bit longer. Not too much longer, though. This is at 20% for analyzing, so it'll probably take a couple more minutes. So I may or may have not lost weight. I checked my weight the other day and it was 277, and I'm usually above 280. I'm like, hey, nice. Then I checked it again and it's at 288, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? How? That scale is not good. That mixed with the fact that the floor just kind of gives sometimes. I checked it on the same place. Like it was at a different place when it said 288. So I checked it at the same place where I checked it when it said 277, and it said I was 285. So I'm still confused. Granted, I did eat shortly before that, but I feel like that would be a couple of pounds, not 11 pounds, right? Difference. But I don't know. 277 is the lowest I've gotten, so, and like on that scale. So I think I've still lost weight, right? If you take the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs, they're down from where they were. So I would say I still lost weight. I just don't know what it is. It reminds me of when I went to the gym a couple of times. And then one guy mentioned me. He's like, "All right, you're 5'11", and I'm like, "Oh, nice." And then I took a physical at another place. It's like, "Oh, you're 5'8". I'm like, "Oh, all right, that's odd. I thought I grew." And I thought I grew again, and then I took another physical, and I was 5'6". And I'm like, "Listen, listen, get your stuff together, guys. This is insane." All right, so 51%. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I say I was delirious when I woke up this morning, like it was bad. My head hurt. I couldn't like steadily look at anything. Yeah, it was very bad. I also had I don't want to say a bad dream. Like I wasn't usually when you say nightmares, it gives the implication that you were scared of something or that something bothered you. None of this really bothered me. It was just a very weird dream. Like I was reading some kind of book or trying to, and it was dark. And I had noticed like the book kept getting wetter, wetter. It was raining outside, but the window was closed. I figured, okay, maybe some of it was getting in, whatever. And then I noticed that there was something odd on the pages, and I had figured out shortly after that it was blood, and it was also on my hand. So I wanted to turn on the light to get a better look at it, and then everything went away. The book was there; it was completely intact, right? No blood, and I was just like, "Whoa, all right." And that is the last thing I remember from that dream. I don't think that's when I woke up, but that is the last thing I remember from that dream. It was very weird. Um, I have vague memories of a lot of other weird things that were kind of concerning going on in that dream, but none that I were apparently as memorable. That was odd. Not as bad as my sister's dream, though. Dreams. She often dreams that I would die, or that someone would die, in many different ways. One time she had a dream that this was when I was very little, that they were trying to find me, and I was in the mailbox being eaten by Lord Farquaad. What kind of fucking drugs? Like what? What is this? Okay, whatever she was taking the night before she had that dream, she needs to stop. All right, it's at 71%. It's kind of going a little bit slower, but then it picks up. Then it goes slower again, but then it picks up. We're almost there, guys. Sorry, I didn't realize there was a patch, and I didn't like the patch actually installed very quickly, but they're just like, oh no, we gotta analyze all these. Could also just let me hit play and figure out if it works that way. That's the much quicker way of going about this. You know, you would think that I would have learned my lesson after my what was it, Guild Wars 2 stream? Question mark. I think it was Guild Wars 2 where I had opened up the game and it was not ready to play literally at all. It had like a good 10-20 minute patch on it, and I had to go to a BRB screen for a good 20 minutes. Also, I've noticed I mentioned this Wednesday, but I'm gonna bring it up again because I'm still mad. For whatever reason, Streamlabs, like I have the song that I have paid to use already on my BRB screen, okay? It's also on my starting soon screen, but I decided to not use that anymore because people drop off on it. So I have it on my BRB screen. I have it set to loop, and it does not. I'm upset. Once it gets through it the first time, it just stops. And in fact, when I listen to it back sometimes, I'm not sure if it's the same on stream, but when I listen back to it, like on Streamlabs itself, it'll occasionally just stop mid-song, and I'm like, wait, why? Why are you cutting off like this? Then sometimes it'll just get to a certain point, replay from there. Like, Streamlabs, what is your deal? Come on. But yeah, Streamlabs can be very buggy, especially on its what is it? Its website. Oh, good lord. You create a logo? Okay, I hope you did it right the first time, because editing it is a pain in the ass. One, it might not load up correctly. Might load up in a very, very, very funky way. And two, you might not be able to move anything. And three, sometimes it might just delete it. Not a very fun experience when editing literally anything you have up there from Streamlabs. I don't know how any of its things got out of beta. Like when I first got Streamlabs over a year ago, it was still in beta, and I was like, all right, cool. Everything was working fine. I didn't have any issues then, so I wasn't really trying to do anything special. Everything that needs to work works. And I guess it's what they thought too, because they brought it out of beta, and then that's when I started seeing all the issues, and I'm like, wait a minute. No. Go back, please. What? Oh, okay. I don't know why, but I've never used, like, I haven't used Snapchat in some years now. I think I've gotten on there a couple of times. I think that's, yeah, I talked to one of my stream friends on there, but aside from that, I haven't gotten on there in a long time, and even for that, I haven't gotten on there in a long time. So, it's odd. Streamlabs, not Streamlabs, fuck. Snapchat will notify me of other people doing things, which that in and of itself is not odd, I guess. It's just not recognizing that I haven't been on there. But if I drop down the notification, it'll give me the same notification 5 minutes later, and it's like, bruh, I don't want this, you understand? Please. Alright, it's at 78%. It's not going as fast as it was. Okay, game. I really, I cannot stress this enough. I understand that the point of analyzing files is to make sure that everything works right. You don't know another way to make sure everything works right? Let me hit play. See if I can load into the game and see if everything works right from there. That's much smoother. And then if it doesn't, I can go back and analyze the patch file, see where things are wrong, and then, re-download what I need to. One second. Getting a text on Discord. Alright. That, hey, I'm currently streaming. Can't be moving around like this. See, open that back up. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. 81%. Man, I had such high hopes this was gonna go by quickly when it got to like 20% in a matter of a couple minutes. But when it got to around 70, it started slowing down. It's like, no, we gotta take our time analyzing the last 30%. Okay, the first 70% did not matter, but this last 30, oof, we gotta take our time here. While I'm at it, let's just go and look at some of the notes, I guess. Patch notes. What am I analyzing this entire time for? Use necessary keys only. I appreciate that that is a button and not just use all. General, Halloween decorations have been removed. The World Quest schedule for EU servers has been adjusted to alleviate performance issues. The terms Manco and Manca have been removed from the list of prohibited words due to conflicts with other languages. The direct transaction button has been removed from the marketplace UI. Chat type icon plate has been added to the chat window for German, French, and Spanish. What's the direct transaction? Why has that been removed? Was there issues with it? I don't know what that was. I didn't trade with anyone, so I don't really know. The properties of okay, this is under item. First was under general. Item. The properties of the item party member summoning door are changed as follows. Switched from cannot be destroyed to can be destroyed. Switched from cannot be sold to can be sold. The item grade of outfits, honorable nobility, and eccentric jack-o'-lantern have been changed to epic. This is a consistency adjustment, and the items have not been changed visibly or visually or functionally. Events. Hold on, let me do. Okay, let me go live. Then I'll put up the thing. Yeah. What is this on? Did this just open up an entirely different? Okay. All right. Well. Screen capture. Yes. Screen capture. Okay, now there's actually settings for screen capture. That's nice. Okay, let's do that, but let's bring it down so that it's not, you know, there. Alright. Item. The properties of the... Okay, I already read that. Events. The Hearth leaderboard event will begin. You can find the event page here. Let me open up that. Known issues. An issue has been identified where purchase restricted items in the Ruby shop could be purchased past their restriction timers under certain conditions. Due to this, the following products will be temporarily disabled. Loyalty. Luminous battle item drop rate increase. Loyalty. Luminous battle gold acquisition increase. Loyalty. Luminous battle EXP gain increase. Loyalty 100 AP recovery potion. We're aware of an issue where the bullseye effect present in some skills does not apply correctly. This will be fixed with an upcoming patch. Alright, and what is this? Here. Hey everyone, today we're excited to announce the beginning of an event we've been working on behind the scenes. Excuse me, the Hearth leaderboard. Available for a limited time. All players... Wait, is this all you're talking about? Interesting. All players' points will be calculated on a subset of tasks they need to complete at the end of the event period. Top players will receive brag-worthy weapon skins, while everyone above a certain point threshold will get a sweet reward. Event duration, November 10th, after maintenance, and November 24th, before maintenance. Complete the following tasks to receive points. All tasks can be completed repeatedly. Monster Hunter, kill 10 monsters. Farmer, forage any field resource. Going Red, kill a player. Lore Master, complete any quest. Exterminator, kill any boss type monster. GDWP, win in 3v3 arena. Want to be rich, clear a dungeon. Extractor Master, participate in a clan war. For the Realm, participate in a realm war. Now we can finally play the game, achieve level 40. Okay, listen. if you can make that joke that you have to be level 40 to play the game, if that's even a joke, instead of making it a title for a task, maybe just change your game up a bit. Like, I'm having fun. I am. That's why I decided to schedule a couple of streams for it. But if other people aren't, and they're like, okay, well, we gotta get to 40 before the game opens up to where we want to be. Hey, Tyler, how are you? How's your day? But yeah, if you gotta get to level 40 to be where you want to be, like, for most people, then, like, instead of making a joke about that, just change your game. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm having fun. So, um, going red. Repeated kills of the same player do not contribute towards your point total. Only one kill per enemy player daily is counted. Now you can finally play the game. Characters at level 40 or above are ineligible to complete this task. Points are attributed to characters that reach level 40 within the event period. That's kind of shitty. I'm not gonna lie. If someone was already level 40, they should be able to get that task done. Updated November 11th, that it has come to our attention that some players have been continuously speedrunning low-level dungeons to accumulate points through the exterminator task. This method is not in the experiment of the event, and therefore we made the following adjustment. Exterminator. Repeated kills of the same boss monster will no longer count towards your point total. Each different boss monster will only attribute points once per day. All existing points have been recalculated with this rule enforced. Event rewards. Rewards will be distributed based on your rank. At the end of the event period, the point-based reward is given to all players that reach and or exceed the threshold. Milestone 1 through 10. Celestial weapon box. 30 days. Wait, what? 30 days? I don't know if I like that. You getting a reward and it's only temporary. Okay, that's only for the lowest ones. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Never mind. Empyrean weapon box for 30 days. Tuxedo cat 30 days. Well, not 30 days, permanent. And luminous selection box grade 2. Epic reset scroll selection box. Safe enhancement toolbox. Level 4. Runestone selection check. Wait, no. No, this is going up, isn't it? Oh, okay, I see. So these are two separate things then. This is actual points, and this is position on the leaderboard. Is how I'm going to take it. That's my interpretation of this. All right, celestial weapons. That looks nice. Empyrean weapons looks nice. I mean, it's basically a reskin, but a nice reskin. Event notice. Point data will be updated in short intervals, but may not be perfectly accurate. A perfect synchronization will be performed daily at 2:30 UTC. That is such a weird time. I mean, I get it though, because they're running on Chinese time, I think, or is it Korean? Korean, because it's Bluehole. Bluehole's Korean. Okay, and so it's Kakao. All right, yeah. So they're running on Korean time, but most of the players who are reading this are European or American, so UTC, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but to put it in that, but still, 2:30 is just such an odd time. If you participate in the event using inappropriate methods, your reward may be canceled and or you may be restricted from the game. Kakao Game reserves the right to change or cancel the event with no prior notice. If changes are made, they'll announce this on the event page. The event is subject to the general terms of use. Being our first shot at this of any kind for Elyon, we're taking things slow. We're eager to hear your thoughts and feedback. You can reach out to us on Discord. Alright, well. Yeah, the moment I've read some of these things, I'm just like, okay, so I can just do this over and over again, right? Like, clear a dungeon. That's 50 points. Yeah, speedrunning low-level dungeons to accumulate points through the exterminator task. I hate to have to tell you, but low-level dungeons would, not be exterminator task. That would be, where is it? That would be wanna be rich task, which is even more points than exterminator. So you might want to switch that up too. Alright, well, with that, this is almost done. Only 2% away. Okay. Let's see. Close that. Get back to the animation screen until this game wants to load. Yes. How's your day been, Tyler? How are you? I needed a breath. Drink. All right. Excuse me, phone. Why did you do that? Why did you? Okay. Here we go. Now I'm back. Put that right there. All right. Yeah. The last few files are gonna take exceedingly long. It's still on 98%, and the analyzing patch files are like barely moving. But it's around 100 more files, which is low compared to the 15,000 that there are. Alright, 99%, and it's starting to move a bit faster. Less than 100 now. Wait, no. No, still a little bit more than 100. Now it's less than 100. Excuse me. On one hand, I feel like I should have taken it slower on those patch notes. On the other hand, that's just how I read. Too quickly. And I flubber all over the place. Ugh. Alright, it's around 50 files now, so it's almost completed. But it's going slow. It'll go fast and they decide, okay, well, we're going to take our time on this file. This singular file right here. Okay, now I gotta go fast. Boring day as usual, cut some grass, trying to order some Christmas presents, and I'll do something productive. I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, yesterday and today were all in all good days, but recently, yeah, same old, mostly. But yeah, that's something productive. Could be watching your friends stream. That's productive. And give some feedback. I guess that's productive. Support is always productive. Really just anything that would, is it paying me $80,000? That's productive. That's a very specific number. I don't know why I said that one in particular, but that is productive. All right, cleaning up files. Oh no, they put in another patch. No, don't check files. Okay, you're just downloading another part. Why is this patch taking so long? Okay, now they're patching again. Please don't verify this patch. Patching. All right, completed. Fantastic. Play. There we go. All right. Sometimes it takes a bit to load up as well. Does listening count as watching? It does, as long as you have the tab open. Now, and I greatly appreciate that. But also greatly appreciate $10 million. I think that would be a very productive charity investment. uh, All right, it's on the splash screen, which is where it tends to take a lot of time loading. Also, just to show you guys live screen capture, properties, screen 1. This is where we are at right now. The authentic Elyon experience. uh, Man, how long of grinding waiting screens do you have to do before you're level 40? Because I think that's what they meant when they said we could finally play the game. I think this is just giving my characters that already have experience. Yawning ASMR stream. That is a very clean desktop. Thank you. I like to keep it well organized. It's the only thing in life I can really keep organized. I have games over here. I have dev over here. I have studies over here. Edits. Then I have my Streamlabs. Then I have other folders under these. So for example, UE5, UE4. Under studies. You got Blender, DaVinci Resolve, practice, which is mostly for, if I recall correctly, yeah, that's my IT stuff. I like to keep things unlike mine. Yeah, I see a lot of desktops that are messy as hell. So, uh, I didn't want mine to be messy. I wanted to know where I can actually get to stuff. So it's very honestly over organized. Like if I go to my files, see here, sure, let's go to here. If I go to my files, where is it? Okay. Yeah, so pictures, you got thumbnails, you got in progress, then you have the game, but then you have the finished, and then you have the game. That makes sense. I forgot what I was going to show that didn't make sense. I can't remember. But there's times when I'm like create 4 folders for one thing just because I feel like it makes sense in my head. But yeah, it's very organized. You could tell what it is. Unlike Steam, right? If you go through Steam's folders, you know how you get to screenshots in Steam? It's very obscure. And you're not gonna get there by yourself. You get to wherever you have your Steam. For me, it's right here. You go to Steam. You go to where's user data? There's user data. Then you click this, and then you click 760. Then you click remote, and then these are different IDs for different games. Which one? I don't know. It's a roulette. Take your pick, and if that's and is that what you need? No? Fantastic. Try again. But yeah, it's just Steam stuff is all over the place. At least mine, I have titles for it. Ugh. Oh my goodness, Elyon, listen. You're doing me a heckin' concern here, friend. Ugh. Yes, you can donate to Team C's, because unlike Elyon, they're actually doing something right now. Cleaning our oceans and whatnot. I have that on there. I should probably change it to not be Subnautica specific. But yeah, I have that on there still. If you guys want to donate, I don't know if donating and if spending an entire stream on it is very beneficial considering I don't really get that many people. But, you know, it's there for you guys to see and enjoy. Okay, listen. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. And hopefully the answer is not re-download. Elyon stuck on splash screen. Excuse me. Oh, that's New World. Why did it load up something for New World? I'm confused. Uh, known issues. Let's see. Do other ones. Do. I'm not seeing anything about splash stream. Connected controller causing sound. Wait, you could play Elyon on controller? Ah, I wasn't doing that. I didn't know you could do that. That's nice to know, though. Yeah, so a lot of these are just your inventory, your web inventory. Uh, do, 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 pleasure experiencing when trying to launch a game via Steam has never been resolved. It's closed to run begin. That might be it, but that actually is like an initialization failure. So I'm not really sure, but we'll try it because this isn't loading. Roll delete. Um. Elyon. Yes, I'm aware that the game closed due to an unexpected error, but it was completely expected from me. I have to go to the store. I'll text you later. Alright. I hope you have a productive time at the store. Uh, let's see. Um, hmm. At the very least, I can just retitle this to the authentic Elyon experience, because that tends to be what I call things whenever things flub up like this. Okay, so what I have to do is make sure Steam is completely closed. So exit Steam, then reopen Steam. There we go. I'm gonna open it first. Or at second, for that matter. Okay, Steam, listen. You're doing me a heckin' concern, alright? Yeah, Steam's not even a process that's open. Steam, why are you doing this to me? This is the authentic Steam experience. Yeah, and I can't like shut Steam down and reopen it. because it's not even a process. That's there. It is. There it is. I see it now. 32-bit. Why are you open up in 32-bit? Maybe that's the issue. Maybe you always open up 32-bit. I didn't realize. That's probably it. I don't know. That's a lot. Okay. Run as administrator. Let's see if that helps. Oh, it does not. Oh, I hear the wheels of my computer turning. And then they stopped. Excuse me. Okay. Do I need to like run in compatibility mode or something? Like, what is this? Uh, detecting issues. Next. No. Okay, so it's not a compatibility issue. It's just Steam doesn't want to run. Good lord, now I'm gonna have to search Steam not opening. Which is weird because it opens when, I turn on game or my computer. Let's see. Through. Through. Alright. Force close all. Yep, did that. Run as administrator. Yep, did that. Uh. Okay. Nope. Okay, so they have one more thing I could try before for being forced to reinstall it. So let's see. Okay, it's that. Rename it. That. Okay, well, if I can find this freaking file I'm supposed to rename. The authentic Steam experience. What we are experiencing right now. Not an Elyon. If Elyon would have just worked, I wouldn't have had to restart Steam. Or maybe it was the Steam issue that I'm facing that caused Elyon to screw up. Who knows? No items map. Okay, well that just doesn't exist anymore. uh. Oh, there's an error reporter. See, okay. Let's just go back to normal Steam then. Wow, even the error reporter is just like, no. Yeah, it's not showing up under anything interesting. Steam, listen, you're doing me a heckin' concern. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, why was this fixed that was all the way down here that doesn't require resetting your computer below steps that require resetting your like it's just reset date and time. I think my date and time is correct, but I'll go ahead and adjust it anyway, just in case. Adjust. Sync now. There we go. Alright, so. Any other fixes? Okay, delete the app cache folder. Right. Okay, so hopefully this works, and if it doesn't work, well, if it doesn't work, then might have to end stream. so I can fix Steam. Let's see here. Make sure this always opens as administrator. Properties. I forget where to go for that. Maybe this? Oh, that's not it. Maybe this? No, that's not it. Alright, whatever. I'll just figure that out later. Wow. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so the issue I'm facing is that it'll start looking for updates and then just go away and it won't bring anything else up. So yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to end the stream early and get this fixed. Sorry guys, don't know why Steam's being dick today, but it is what it is. I was really looking forward to the stream too, man. But yeah, thanks you guys for coming out, and I'll see you Monday, I guess. Thanks.